Hello everyone. Today I'm here with Corey, and Delphi's over there, and Pippa, and Harper is currently in my shirt. Let's see. There's Harper. She still doesn't feel good, so she has been climbing into my shirt and just hanging out there for a while now, so she won't be in the video, but here she is. And today's video is going to be about pet rat terms. So some words that I might use or other fancy rat owners might use that people who have never had rats or that are new to rats probably would not know, because there are a few of them that people always ask the meaning of. So I will talk about those things in this video. So first I'm going to talk about barbering, which is, it gets its name from a barber shop, so you could probably guess kind of what it's about. Corey's being dominant right now. But, so barbering is where a dominant rat, in my case it would probably be Corey, but the dominant rat will groom a submissive rat to the point that they actually cut the other rat's fur. And it's not a bad thing, but it is something that people see and then they get concerned about it, but it is just another dominant behavior. It usually happens behind the ears or somewhere around the face. Mine get it all the time behind the ears. You can see where sometimes they will get a kind of bald spot going, but it always grows back. So nothing to worry about, just something that does happen with pet rats. Next I'll talk about the word fancy in regards to fancy rats. People will call pet rats, either pet rats or fancy rats, and all fancy means is that they have been bred to be docile and to be pets. You might get a feeder rat, and those have been bred specifically to be some reptile's dinner, unfortunately. And so those rats are usually not of the same line as a fancy rat. So if you go somewhere and you see that there's two different types, that's usually why. So all mine are fancy rats, and they are definitely docile and really friendly. So that's what fancy means. It's basically just another word for pet rats. So two words that usually go together that I'll talk about next are bruxing and boggling. Bruxing is where a rat will take their front teeth, their top teeth, and their bottom teeth. They only have front teeth, so they have 4 teeth, so 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. They will take those and they go like this. They will grind them back and forth. And you can actually hear them grinding too. And that is actually a good thing. You want them to do that. Most of the time it means that they are very happy. It can happen in times of stress, but usually that is more something called chattering. And it kind of sounds a bit more frantic, and it's a bit different. And not all rats do it, but not all rats will boggle or will bruix all the time either, but if you get a really friendly rat that really loves your company and stuff like that, like Pippa, they will bruix and boggle around you all the time. So bruxing is where they rub their front teeth together, and you want to see that. It also helps them keep their front teeth down, because they do grow continuously. So it's a good thing if your rats are bruxing. So boggling is something that is related to bruxing, because what happens when they bruix, let me get the camera so that I could show you on Pippa. So when they bruix, what happens is, so their front teeth rub together, and on the sides here they have ligaments on each side. They have ligaments that are connected to the jawbone and control the jaw movements. And what happens is it runs right, come here Pip, It runs right underneath the eye on both sides. And so what happens is when they are bruxing for a good amount of time, or when they're just doing it really intensely, they will do something that's called boggling. And when people first see it, it's like really funny, and some people get really worried, but it's actually a great thing to see. What happens is their eyes like kind of go in and out really fast. And they'll do it for a couple of seconds, and then it stops, and then they usually will brux again, and then they'll boggle again for a few seconds, and it kind of goes like that. And it's just that the jaw muscles and all the ligaments that run underneath. Oh, hi, Harper. Here we go. Here's Harper. And, so where was I? So the jaw muscles and ligaments that run under the eye, it just works that when they are bruxing, it causes their eyes to kind of bug in and out. And they do that when they're very, very happy. Some rats are big bogglers. Some don't do it rarely, or they do it rarely. Some don't do it at all. Mine are pretty rare that it happens. Pippa probably is the one that does it the most. But Harper does it when she's really happy. So it's really good if you see your rat bruxing and boggling around you. So two other terms that I will talk about that have to do with each other are scritching and popcorning. So let's see if Delphi will let me do it with her. So scritching is the act of scratching and playing with your rat kind of at the same time, which may include flipping over on their tummies if they like that. So this is scritching, and I'm actually trying to get Delphi to popcorn if I can. I don't know if she will. Popcorning is something that baby rats especially will do, and young rats. So Pippa and Harper don't do it anymore, and even these guys only do it occasionally. So I doubt that Delphi will do it now. But Delphi is the one who would do it, so. But what happens is they literally will like make big bounds. They kind of hop around. And that's what happens when they play. So you'll see young rats and they just kind of like bound all around the cage. And that is called popcorning. So yeah, she's not going to do it. Mine are too old for that. But why I do those two terms together is because a lot of times when you're scritching your young rats, they'll start popcorning. Mine Delphi's getting too old for that, she says. I'll just hang back and enjoy. So yeah, so scritching again, just kind of doing this. I do it a lot of times in my video. Might include a little bit of this. Just scratching and playing with your rat. And then popcorning, they would actually be jumping. So yeah, Delphi's not going to do it. I know that Corey won't either. So yeah, so another thing I will talk about that is only related to girl rats is there are two things that happen sometimes when they go into heat. And it's kind of weird, so some people don't know what it is. So some rats, more than others, when they go into heat, they will do something called a lordosis posture, where their back arches, and it's a really deep arch, and it's to present themselves to the male, even if there's not a male anywhere near them, but that's the purpose of it. So that's called lordosis, when their back is curved like that. And then some rats will do some ear fluttering or ear wagging, or I usually call it ear fluttering, but their ears will just vibrate basically so fast, and it's really cool to see. It's very fast. And they only do it when they're in heat. And female rats are in heat about every 4 or 5 days. So for 12 hours about. So you might have a rat that does that. I've had like one or two that did it pretty consistently, but these guys really never did it. So that's kind of fun if you get a rat that does that. And a lot of times it's when they're younger, when they're kind of in their prime mating age, they like to do that more than when they're older. So, oh, she's Brooksing. Aw, couldn't catch it. But yeah, Duffy was just Brooksing there for a second. It's because her friend Corey is here with her. So yeah, those are kind of the terms that I think of when I think about, rat-specific terms. If you guys have any other terms that you can think of, go ahead and post them in the comments and say what their definitions are, a loose definition, of course. But also, if you can think of one that you don't know the definition to, and you're kind of wondering what it means or what people are referring to, some other ones I can think of, but I'm not going to talk about in this video are Rex or Manx or ones that are more like markings and things like that. I'm not going to go through those because there's too many to name. But I'm sure that there's someone out there, if I don't, that will help you come up with a good definition for it. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.